What is going on? What is going on, YouTube? Man, it has been like forever since I made an update, so figured I'd just show you guys what's been going on in the shop. This is something I've been working on this year. As you see, it's a square body Caprice, and built this for a guy. Built the whole turbo kit minus the headers, but I did have to modify the headers. But twin turbonetics, precision wastegates, dumped the exhaust. If you can see it going down this way, goes back, so he'll have full exhaust. And that's pretty much it on this. Took a little bit of time, but it's set up pretty nice. A lot of customization I had to do since they don't really make a kit for this vehicle itself, so everything we kind of just like just built as we went along. Found out where we were going to have an issue at and just made it the needed adjustments to get it to all work for this car. You cannot really see it unless you look hard, but there's intercooler, twin turbo intercoolers behind the grill. And then down here I have the transcooler mounted with the fan on it, the radiator. I ended up recessing to the core support. You can just barely see it sitting back here. Got it mounted. Single derail fan. So that's what I've been working on this year. In the process of doing that, the bird is still sitting. Never-ending project. But you guys remember I did the C5, traded the Turbo S10 for the C5, and then I did an LS2 build on the C5, built trans, Z06 rear diff, and this year I ended up popping that trans and just got fed up with it. So in comes our new car. I end up selling off the C5, or trading off the C5 for this beautiful second gen. And I got it with a small block Chevy. I ended up selling the small block Chevy as a built small block Chevy. I still got the heads, I gotta sell those, but as you see, she's empty. So we will have a motor going in here. I got the motor from the C5, so this will have a 6-liter in it. I am doing a different set of heads this time, and as you see, I have one of what will be 2 turbos on here. For now, I'm gonna start off NA with this car. Like I said, I have the motor in the garage. I just need to swap the heads onto it that are going on it, change out the oil pan, and then I can sit this right down in here. That motor's ready to run. I don't think I had even 3,000 miles on that build from that LS2. I had the hood up today because I was trying to figure out where to mount the PCM. I have a flat spot right here, so I think I'm gonna try to do something like this with the PCM and kick the wires back around towards the firewall and then over to the motor. When I do get around to doing the turbo setup, it's going to be interesting to work around the PCM, but I think I'm going to put the PCM in the engine compartment. I was debating if I was going to do that or run it inside the car, but I think for simplicity I'll do that. Earlier this year I got a really good deal too on this Fox. So I work at Ford. I got a lot of guys at my job, they are like die-hard Ford fanatics, and I take my hat off to them because hey, I'm with Ford too. But I love the LS. They make power, they're simplistic, and so this I picked up for $600. 82 Fox, 82 notchback. All the interiors there, the carpet had been replaced. On the driver floor pan, it's 2 small little holes, but other than that, the bottom of the car is rock solid. It does have subframe connectors. The torque boxes were good. The shock towers are good. But my plan was to do just a simple build. Sometimes I get to going crazy on builds like this, and it takes so much energy out of me that sometimes I just wish I had something real simple that I could just do a anything goes kind of build. and that's what we have right here. Anything goes. So I end up picking, hey, what's going on, man? I end up picking up this on 3 kit, and this on 3 kit, a guy had a G body, and he bought the kit. End up finding out it wasn't going to work with the gearbox in the front, so he ended up selling me the headers for $100. So I end up picking up this turbo for $150, and this wastegate, brand new, you know, they're like 50, 60 bucks for a 44 millimeter. And the plan is just to do a simple, cheap build, man. I picked up this 5.3 probably like a year ago. Guy had it running motor as a spare, and he ended up deciding he didn't want it. So 200 bucks on the motor. Of course, you know me, I had to go through it, took it apart. It has brand new pistons and rings in it. 5.3 flat top pistons and rings. These are the heads that were on the vet, the ones that I ported. I don't know if you really can see off in there. Let me see if I can get some light. No, I don't think, yeah, there we go. So if you guys can see down in there, they've been ported and polished up really good. It's probably really hard to see with this angle and this camera, but who knows, maybe I'll look back at the video and it'll be like really clear. But in any event, these were the heads. They are 241s. I picked these up for $100 bucks, and I ended up porting them and putting them on the LS2. And now that I'm doing like LS3 style head on that LS2, instead of letting them go, I'm putting them in this car here. I still have to change out the head bolts. I put in the ARP head bolts. I was going to rock them, but since this car is going to see boost and it's all about the budget, I'm going to take my ARP head bolts out and putting in these head studs, Speedmaster Pro Comp head studs. And I got to take off this front cover I put on there because that's a GT45 that's on there. Before I got that turbo kit, my plan was to put 2 GT45s in the car, just being silly. That's the original turbo from the S10 when I first boosted it the first year. Painted it red because I was going to put it on the truck, but decided not to. But so ended up deciding, you know what, I'm going to do the single for now, get it up and running. Shouldn't take too long to build boost, and at some point I may end up going back to a cover like this. Who knows, maybe I'll leave this cover on there and I'll just cap one of the other sides that I'm not using for now, and when I go twin turbo, if and when then I won't have to worry about taking anything out motor wise. It'll just be, maybe I'll even throw a T on there right now. Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, but that's kind of what's been going on in the shop. Firebird should be out next year. I know I've said that every year for the past 3 years, 4 years, and I keep changing my mind on the build and keep changing. The good thing is, in the midst of doing everything, I haven't lost interest in it. I haven't put it up for sale, not one time. I've been building other cars in the meantime. I just haven't finished this one. I had it to the point where I could fire it up so many times, different setups, and then change my mind. But I'm pretty sure the build will not be changing anymore. Oh, one other thing. Last year, or this year, 2018, I ended up picking up an 8.8 for it. So this is the 8.8 that's for F body. So the original rear can come out. And I even want to do my own too. Build one. I actually bought this rear end housing built already, except for the Hiltsy mount. I had to put that on. But I have a 7.5 here on the ground, and then back here in the garage I have the 8.8 housing out of I think it's an F-150 whatnot. I already cut the axle tubes off 3 inches out, and so maybe I'll set up a jig using the original 7.5, and then I'll cut the axle tubes off. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Picked up another 5.3 for I think $100 bucks, 150.
That's crazy.
It's spins over. I'll tear it apart and see what it looks like on the inside. Had the heads off, they're just loosely bolted on, but it looks like it's all there. So we'll find out what we're gonna do with that. And this is the headers or manifolds for the Firebird. I had them out. I finally coated them. They were like rusty. But I cleaned them up. I blasted them up, and then I coated them using this KBS coating. And it looks pretty good. Has like a metallic finish. This is the tubes that go to the turbos that are going on the Firebird. I was playing with location for O2 sensors, but I think I'm gonna put them back further, closer to the outlet of the manifolds. Some other little stuff, little budget stuff for the Fox body. It has a Turbo 400 in it, so this is a freak show converter. It'll get a freak show converter. It's probably like the only thing that's brand new besides the pistons in the motor. And this is the stall converter for that Camaro. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Camaro. I think it's gonna end up getting an 80E. For now, it has a Turbo 350 that was built by Hitman Transmissions. He's pretty famous here in Metro Detroit, Michigan area. He builds some pretty bad transmissions, but I spoke to him and I don't think it'll handle what I'm gonna try to put down once I throw the turbos on it. But initially we're just gonna start out, oh, the doors, I got them locked. Initially we're just gonna start out NA. I'm gonna put the pain to that Turbo 350, and then eventually I'll go boost it, probably 80E. Go ahead and do something like billet triple disc converter and just call it a day. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in the shop, man. It's been a long time since I made